Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Canon EOS photographer, RandallMRueff, and we're going to be talking about this camera. In this video, I want to be talking to you about the 1D-X Mark II, and whether or not it's going to be as good as or better than the Canon EOS 1D-C. Now, obviously, the predecessor to the 1D-X is going to be better than the 1D-X. The 1D-X Mark II is going to be better. There's no doubt about it. The question is, will it be better than the 1D-C? So first of all, let's talk about the different capabilities of the 1D-X, the current model. Okay, so over here on this side, we have the 1D-X. It's very beautiful. Not as beautiful as the 1D-C. Pretty close. Yeah, but, however, great camera. No doubt about it, though. It has 18.1 megapixels, 12 frames per second, 3.2-inch LCD screen, dual Digit 5s plus a Digit 4, ISO of a maximum ISO of 51,200 normal and for photos, and 25,600 for video, a live view mode, self-cleaning sensor, Full HD, HDMI, viewfinder, movie mode, direct print, picture style, pick bridge, compatible with Windows 7. For those of you not using Macintosh. So that's what the 1D-X has to offer. Plus a lot more. There's a lot more features. But that's the basic gist of the camera, that are the selling points of the camera, as it were. And one of the things that the 1D-C has over this camera, the 1D-X, is that it also does 4K video. Well, it's pretty much assumed that the 1D-X Mark II is going to do 4K video and do it at 30 or 60 frames a second, or 24 point whatever, and 25, and 29 point whatever, and 30, and then 59 point whatever, and 60. So there's lots of things we think is going to happen as far as not only will it do 4K, but will it do 4K at certain rates. So let's go over the settings over here on the right, and let me talk about what I think is going to be updated. Stiff dick. Next little stiff tonight. And by how much of an update we think we're going to get with 1D-X Mark II. First of all, let's go with 18 megapixels. This is one of the big ones, which is a big question mark, a big don't know. Canon has a camera now, 5DS and 5DSR, that does 50.6 or 50.2 or something like that. It's over 50 megapixels. So could we see 50 megapixels on the 1D-X Mark II? Maybe, maybe not. Next, we have the 12 frames per second. Will we see 12 frames per second? Probably. But again, that depends on how high the megapixel count is of the resolution. So those two kind of work with and against each other. So normally the higher the megapixels, the lower the frames, or the higher the frames, the lower the megapixels to get, so they kind of balance each other out. So the question is, what combination of frames and megapixels are we going to get? Don't know. More would be better, but it just depends. 3.2-inch LCD screen, will it be bigger? Maybe, but probably not by much. It'll either probably be the same or a little bit bigger. And, 3.2, 3.3, 3.5 maybe. It could be all the way up to 4. I don't see a 4-inch screen on the back, but maybe 3.5 if we're lucky. Only time will tell. Dual Digit 5s. The Digit 7s are now out, I believe. So we will probably see the dual Digit 7s. Plus, this Digit 4 will be a Digit 6. I'm telling you, my neck is so stiff today. Because normally what they do is they take the two Digit, for example, they got the 2 Digit 5s and Digit 4. So probably what they'll be doing with the 1D-X Mark II is doing dual Digit 7s, and this will be a Digit 6. More than likely, that's probably what's going to happen. Would it be better if this was Digix 7, Digix 7, and Digix 7? Yeah, but I don't think this one right here has to be because it's for exposure. Or getting proper exposure. It doesn't have to be as fast because it's already Digix 4 is fast enough. So, you know, if you had Digix 6, it's even going to be faster and better. So, would I like to see Digix 7? Yeah. The drawback to Digix 6 versus Digix 7 is it probably takes more power. So the battery won't last as long. Normally speaking, that's the case. So I think that's one of the reasons they have a dual Digix 5 plus a Digix 4 on the 1D-X instead of two Digix 5s and a Digix 5 is because if you had three Digix 5s, it would take more power. And they think that it probably doesn't need that much because it's the Digix 5 is exposure, getting the exposure levels. It's already more than fast enough. So it doesn't pay to have something that takes more power, electrical power, as compared to the benefit of having, you know, the Digix 5 in this case. And I think it'll be the same way with this one. Could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. ISOs of 51,200 native for photos and 25,600 video. Will the 1D-X Mark II? I would imagine it would be as good as this, maybe better. We'll have to wait and see. What will the extended ISO ranges be? Not that I would ever use it, but who knows? But this is where most people work. 51,200 is amazing for photos. I remember when I was in high school, we had film cameras, and then went up to 1,600. Not 16,000, 1,600. So the fact that you can do photos at 51,200 is amazing to me. So I can appreciate that number. Being able to do videos at 25,600 ISO is also great. Live view mode, self-cleaning sensor, those are just standard things now on most high-end cameras. Full HD at 60 frames. Probably gonna have that too. Will it have 720p? I don't know. Or it just has, everybody see it's not really. HDMI out, obviously, yeah. Viewfinder, yeah, it's probably have that too. EOS Movie Full HD, obviously, yeah. Direct print picture setup, pick bridge. It's compatible with Windows 7, of course. It's going to have all that, more than likely. Plus, it'll probably have some new stuff we haven't heard of or haven't seen on a high-end camera before. So, put in perspective, every bit of that is way better than what I use and can afford. Secondly, is it going to be an improvement all around? Yeah, of course it is. Is it going to be even better? Yes. Is it going to be faster? Yes. Is it going to be higher resolution? Yes. Is the quality going to be better? Yes. I mean, all the important things that need to improve are going to improve, okay? Except the fact that I want one. I need one. Send one to me, Canon. So, now, the two big things that most people think this is going to have or has been rumored to have is Wi-Fi and GPS. And what they're saying is, from what I understand, if this was the 1D-X Mark II, from what I understand, they found a way. One of the problems with Wi-Fi and GPS before was the fact that because a 1D-X and the 1D-C bodies were so built so heavily, and the metal is so thick, and I mean, it's made of high quality metal, and they have certain thicknesses that the signal, the antenna would be buried, or not buried, but built underneath the frame. And because of that, the signal couldn't steadily get through the frame. So what they either had to do is make certain parts of the camera not so thick, or they put the Wi-Fi and the device on the outside. What I understand they're doing is they're taking the GPS and the Wi-Fi, they're taking spots like right here and right here, making it a little bit thinner, and then placing the GPS on one side and the Wi-Fi on the other. So you can have both GPS features and Wi-Fi, which is great in my opinion. Because before you had the GPS, you had the little thing on top of your flash where your flash went. If you wanted to use flash and the GPS, you couldn't do it. Or for the 1D-X and 1D-C, you could get a little thing that went on the side here, but it looked ugly and it was expensive and it just didn't look good. It was in your way. So the fact that you can theoretically do it, or that it's supposed to be internal to the camera, is great. Okay, so that's something we want: Wi-Fi and GPS. So that's something we're looking forward to. Now, my question is, with all this great stuff that's coming, and like I said, no matter how many improvements, it's going to be an improvement. It's going to be a big improvement, no matter what the actual improvements are. My question is, would I get a 1D-X Mark II or a 1D-C? Or should I wait for the 1D-C Mark II or the 1D-CS or whatever? Obviously, if they're making a 1D-X Mark II, they're eventually going to replace the 1D-C with a 1D-C Mark II or a 1D-CS. Excuse me. So the question is, should I wait for that? Or should I get the Mark II? And the question is, I don't know, because I don't know. We don't have confirmed facts on all the features of the 1D-X Mark II. We don't have a confirmed date of when the Mark II is going to be released. We don't have confirmation on the 1D-C Mark II or S, whatever they're going to call it. We don't have a confirmation of when they're going to release that, and then what the settings and capability of that camera will be. So there's a lot of different things we don't know yet to be able to tell you, should I get the 1D-X, should I get the 1D-C, should I get the 1D-X Mark II, should I get the 1D-C Mark II or S? A lot of information we don't have yet. The Olympics are coming up, I think next year, pretty soon from what I understand. And a lot of people normally Canon releases their stuff a few months ahead of time for the Olympics, so that the people who shoot the Olympics have time to get the new cameras, get some experience using them, and then when they go to the Olympics, they can use them, and people can see them using them, and be aware of their existence and how great they are, etc., etc., etc. And I can sit here and lust after them. I can't afford them, at least not right now. So I would love to be able to test one for Canon, or a couple of them for Canon. Again, if you're out there, my name and address will be in the description to this video. And for the rest of you, this is my projection on, or information about, the 1D-X compared to the 1D-X Mark II, and whether or not it will be as good as or better than the current 1D-C, and compare that to the upcoming 1D-C Mark II or CS, or whatever they're going to call it. So this is just a comparison video. Obviously, if the choice was mine today, and I had the money, I would do a 1D-C, or buy a 1D-C if I had the money. Because I don't know when the 1D-X Mark II is coming out. I don't know the price point, and I don't know all the features. Now, if it was coming out in a month or two, and I knew all the features and I knew the price, would that change? Yeah, maybe. But I don't. So there's a lot of information, a lot of speculations. But I just want to take the time to make a little comparative video and give you something to think about and tell you where we are. I don't know how long YouTube's going to last or how long these videos will be online, but you know, you look back to this day and say, back on Friday, October 23rd, 2015, this is the kind of technology or level of technology that they had, and what they were hoping that would come, and what they wanted in cameras, and what they were hoping would come and were expecting to come, and gives you a little insight into digital photography today, so that in the future you can look back and say, oh, that's what it was like back then. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff saying thanks for watching. Have a good day, and God bless. As always, no matter what camera lens setup you have, keep taking those pictures. Bye.